Are you thinking of taking the Cambridge B2 First exam? If you are, I've got some questions for you and some tips and advice that I think will be very useful. So keep watching. If you're studying for the exam at the moment, you probably know the answer to this one. How many parts are there? How many different papers or parts are there in the B2 First exam? There are 4 parts to all of the B2 First exam, and you need 60% in total to pass the exam. Now, the reading and use of English part of the exam has 40% of the total marks. The writing has 20%, the listening also has 20%, and the speaking has 20%. Put that all together, you have 100%. You do not need to pass all of the parts of the exam. You can get a slightly lower mark in one of the parts of the exam and still pass. So maybe if you get a lower mark in the writing, you can pass the exam if your listening and speaking and grammar is really good. So everything is added together and you need 60% to pass the exam. Let's think about the reading and use of English. Do you know how long it is? How much time do you have to do this part of the exam? Also, how many different parts or exercises are there in the reading and use of English part? 1 hour and 15 minutes, so you don't have a lot of time. There are 7 separate parts to the reading and use of English, and the final 3 parts have a lot of text to read. So you need to work quickly. You decide when you move from one part to the next part, and if you want to, you can begin at the end with part 7 where the text is long and go back and work towards the shorter exercises at the beginning of this paper. Moving to the writing part, again, same question. How long is the writing? How much time do you have? And how many writings do you have to do? You have 1 hour and 20 minutes for 2 writing tasks. That's 40 minutes per writing. And I suggest spending 5 minutes at the beginning to plan your writing and think of ideas, 30 minutes to actually write and answer the question, and 5 minutes at the end, very important, to check your grammar, your spelling, your organization, punctuation, etc. So 40 minutes for each part, 1 hour 20 in total. Let's go to the listening now. So how long is the listening? How long does that last? How many parts are there in the listening? And how many times do you hear each listening? Do you know? Because in the reading, you can go back and read again and read again and read again. But can you do that in the listening? How many times do you hear each part of the listening? Let's see if you've got the answers to those questions. So 40 minutes you have for all of the listening paper, and you have to do 4 separate listening tasks. You hear each listening twice. So you have 2 chances to hear each part of the listening, and that's what you need to practice, getting that information in only 2 listenings. And finally, the speaking, the part that everybody loves. You love speaking, I know you do. How long is the speaking test? How long do you have to suffer? And how many different parts are there in the speaking test? And also, how many people actually participate in the speaking test? When you go into the room, how many people are actually speaking in that room? You'll be pleased to know that the speaking is the shortest part of the B2 First exam. It's only 14 minutes, and it can be longer if there are 3 candidates, but usually there are 2 candidates, you and another candidate. So if that's the case, 14 minutes, and you have 4 separate speaking tasks to complete. And there are actually 3 people participating. There's you and your partner, the other candidate, and 1 examiner who's speaking to you. There is another examiner in the room, but they are only listening. They don't speak to you. So they will say good morning, good afternoon, and goodbye, and that's it. So 3 people actually speaking, you, your partner, and the examiner. If at the moment you are preparing and studying for this B2 Cambridge first exam, we have a course that can help you prepare for it. Now, you do need to have a B2 level, because inside this course, there isn't much to bring you up to the B2 level. This is an exam preparation course. You'll learn technique, you'll learn exactly what to do in the exam, and you will practice exam activities. So inside this course, there is exam information, a how to do it section that will teach you how to approach each part of the exam with exam technique, and also practice tests that will help you prepare for your B2 first exam. If you'd like more information, go to the website store.mencioningles.net. There you will find the course, and here's some detailed information on what's inside the course. You'll practice what to do, what not to do while you're preparing for the exam, while you're taking the exam, and also lots of grammar revision activities based around exam exercises and tests. Thank you for watching. If you are preparing, good luck with the exam, study hard, and I'll speak to you soon.